The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Ford Brothers Auction, Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, Mingy Beef Jerky, Pannell Swim Shop, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello, welcome into the Scholastic Ball Report. Gary Ball with Allie Viney, my intern, your co-hosted. How about that?
It's exciting. I'm glad to be here.
We got a great show, too. From Tates Creek High School, we have John Smith, the great coach over there. They're having a fantastic season. You know why? Because they got probably the best quarterback in the state with Bo Allen, of course, Alexi Cath. Those two guys can be talked about in the same conversation. And Miles Thomas, one of the top receivers. He can be talked about with the same breath as De'Ara Smith from LCA.
They've got an incredible team over there.
We're looking forward to talking to them as our team of the week, and also our feature. Well, it's on the young man we just referenced, De'Ara Smith from LCA, and he is the top receiver in the state of Kentucky.
That's incredible.
He's an incredible player, and it's a shame that LCA got beat out by Somerset. Somerset's a good football team. And our scholar athletes, they're from Sayre High School. We know about that great academic institution over there. Every time we have Sayre on, these kids they're basketball players for Coach Goodman, and they all have great GPAs.
They're all incredible scholar athletes.
That's a small school there, small class size, and they get a great education at Sayre High School. And we're going to have another Sutherland Chevrolet drive of the week as we head down to Nicholasville, Kentucky. You know, Sutherland Chevrolet down there, they take care of us at Sutherland Chevrolet.
Very true.
And also, we got our swimmer, and she's from Douglas High School. Tell us about our Pannell swim shop.
Ellie Kuiper, she is from Frederick Douglass. She's an amazing athlete, amazing in the classroom. Can't wait to talk to her later.
And our coach, McKaylee Hummer's here as well. You don't have to come very far. Douglas is right down the street here, like the closest high school to WKYT. So we look forward to having them in the studio as well. And Tanner Eldridge is here from UK. I think he's making his debut to keep us in the game. Tanner's in the studio. We're going to talk with him as well.
It's awesome.
All that's coming up on the show, but you know, Allie, we know what people want. They want the best highlights in the state of Kentucky.
That's right.
You can get them right here on Game Time. These highlights brought to you by Prep Spin. That's William Warfield. He's the king of stream.
Now to Class 6A and the state's most prolific passing attack going up against Simon Kenton. We're talking about Tates Creek and Luke Doobie, the quarterback, one of only two quarterbacks in the state to throw for more than 4,000 yards this season. That's impressive. All right, so how would they do tonight against Simon Kenton? Well, the Creek set the tone early. First play from scrimmage. That's Doobie to Elliott Bryant, and Bryant does the rest. Zigging and zagging, 62 yards for the touchdown. That's a good way to start a game.
Usually.
Yeah, not bad. Start of the next possession. This is Sion Townsend. Fumbles the ball into the end zone. What's the call?
Oh, Simon Kenton just had to fall on it.
Yeah, but what's the call?
That's a
touchdown. You see the guy back there, 14 zip doors. Way to go. And the Creek kept piling it on. Doobie to Matthew Underwood for a 30-yard touchdown. How about Tates Creek and what they're doing this year? 47-8. The Commodores advanced to the semifinals for the first time since 2001. So here's a look at the 6A semifinals. The Commodores will beat Mail in Louisville, and Trinity travels to North Hardin next Friday.
And welcome back in. We want to thank Roberts Insurance. They're out in Richmond, Kentucky. They're on Main Street, and they insure 3/4 of this great state of Kentucky. Speaking of this great state, I'm right here in Lexington. The Tates Creek Commodores are in the house. Coach Smith, we really appreciate you and your outstanding players coming in and joining us on the show tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
You've had a terrific season. Tell us about your season up to this point. I know you're 8-4.
You know, we got off to a little bit of a bumpy start starting out this season. You know, we went up against, I think our schedule was one of the hardest ones in the state. You know, we played two of the top teams in the state with North Hardin and, you know, Frederick Douglass. So we had some tough ones, and it took us a while to get an identity of ourselves. And I felt like, you know, as the season progressed, offensively and defensively, we started to come together and really started to, you know, find where we fit in the game.
Yeah.
Awesome. Coach, tell us about who you brought in the studio.
I brought Miles Thomas. He's a wide receiver for us.
He's pretty good.
He is. Luke Doobie. He's our quarterback.
He's pretty good.
Yes, solid guy. You know, we got Marcus Bosley over here.
He's pretty good.
Plays on both sides of the ball. And then at the end over here we have Elliott Bryant.
And he's pretty good also.
And he's fast.
Your seniors have been outstanding, Coach. Let's start with Miles. Can I start with you? You're one of the top receivers in the state of Kentucky. You have over 1,600 yards and 21 touchdowns. You've excelled on the field this year. How's it been teaming up with Mr. Doobie there in 2019?
Well, Doobie's a great guy, great teammate, and we've been working a lot during the off season, so I think it's all showing.
Do you think that's what carried you guys, is the work you put in during the off season, and you kind of have that chemistry now?
Definitely, it's a lot of discipline that goes into it, So yeah.
Luke, you're one of the top trigger men in Kentucky. You've got 4,000 yards, and you're heading to Cornell University. Can you tell us what has led to your success on the field?
I would say a big part of that this year was getting on the field with Miles and Elliott and some of our other receivers. We put in a new offense, so we had to do a lot more work this off season. Get on the field together was good, and then also my offensive line's done a great job this year blocking for me and keeping me clean. And
Larry Pointer is a very aggressive OC, isn't he?
Yeah, we throw the ball.
He loves to throw that ball down the field.
Yes, sir.
Marcus, you're one of the top defensive players on the team and a good running back. I think you have 7 touchdowns as a running back. So playing both ways, does playing both ways enable you to play as hard as you play and as hard as you run and tackle?
Yes, sir. It keeps me on the field, keeps me going. I'm always active, so, just keeps me.
Your head's always in the game. Always in the
locked
game.
in.
Yep.
Elliott, can you tell us the main reason for the success with Tates Creek this year?
I just feel like we've worked a lot harder than we normally do, and I just think as a team we've came together a lot more this year than last year for sure.
Coach, you had Simon Kenton Friday night, a team that you scrimmaged earlier this year. So that was a tough game for you.
Mm-hmm. They're a very well coached team. They do a great job. They're very disciplined. When you're going up against them, you're playing a team that's been in the regional championship. It seems like every other year they're there. So you're in for a battle every single time you step on the field with those guys.
Well, Coach, we've watched you here on the Scholastic Ball Report. We've seen highlights of you throughout the season. You guys are fantastic. 85 here, and Luke Doobie and Bosley 37. I mean, your guys have really had an outstanding season, and we really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
And here is Mingy Beef Jerky. Coach, you get that. Now we're going to this feature. It's on Darius Smith from Lexington Christian Academy. He's one of the top receivers in the Commonwealth.
You guys have every opportunity to show out on big stages, and so far they have.
Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and that's the case for Lexington Christian standout Darius Smith.
We believe that he can score every time he touches the football, and he's done it against a very tough schedule as well.
With nearly 1,600 receiving yards and 18 touchdowns to his name, Darius is the state's leading receiver.
It's a huge honor. I put in so much work, and I'm finally getting recognized, and people's realizing that I'm actually a good receiver.
And Friday night, in a first-round win over Washington County, he set a new school record for receiving yards in a single season.
I beat my old coach, Brandon Burdett. Yes, I made school history. I only had to get like 70-something yards, and I got 153.
Performances like that are catching the attention of college coaches. Just this week, Darius received his first D1 offer from Eastern Illinois, and over the weekend, he made a visit to Ohio State.
It was just awesome. When I got off the phone with the coach, Justin Perez, I was just in shock. And when I was up there, I was still in shock because Ohio State, the #1 team throughout the nation right now, was just unbelievable. And like I'm on their radar.
Welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report. Today we have the Sayre basketball team on our most popular segment, the Scholar Athletes.
Trey, you're the captain of the basketball team. You made All-City Soccer, and you're also the kicker for Sayre's football team. How do you manage to keep your academics in check as well as your athletics?
Well, the great thing about going to a school like Sayre is that it's a real small and tight community, so you get to form great relationships with your teachers, and the teachers want to see all the students succeed on the court and in the classroom, so they help me make accommodations to help me accomplish that.
Nabil, what motivates you on and off the court?
One of my biggest motivations is going out there with my teammates every day. We're all part of the same grind, and we all also are in school and see each other, and I just seeing everyone working hard just keeps me going, makes sure like it can't be one person, everyone's got to work together. So.
Will, you averaged 17 points per game last season and were an all-city team selection. Do you have any plans for college yet, and do you plan on continuing playing basketball?
I actually don't. I hope to go to Auburn for college.
Lee, how have you seen your team grow over the years?
You know, I think we've really improved with our weightlifting program, so our team's stronger than it has been in the past. We play faster. I think we really just want to win as a team and beat some of these bigger schools.
Well, when you transferred to Sayre, you had to sit for a year. How did this year off help you adjust academically?
It was definitely challenging moving from a school like Dunbar to Sayre, but yeah, sitting out a year definitely helps adjust.
Nabil, what is one team goal for you?
You know, as Lee said, we've had a lot of progress in the weight room, and we just kind of have a new look, new team this year, and I think if we all really get to it, we can hopefully get into All-A and win that. So.
And Trey, you were an intern at Lollapalooza Music Festival. What did you learn from that experience that you can take back to school and to the court?
Yeah, it's a great experience that I've had the privilege to do the past 2 summers, and it's a lot of fun, but there's also a lot of challenges and adversity, so I feel like I can use how I adjusted to those challenges up in Chicago to the classroom and the court.
Well, thanks for coming, you guys. We have plaques for each of you that you can take to Crown Trophy to get personalized. All of you will get one. And now we're going to toss it over to the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Let us take a look at the always entertaining Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. We go to the Briar Patch in Somerset, where Kaya Sharon hooks up with Cade Grundy on this 39-yard touchdown pass, as Somerset would take care of McLean County to win the region final. And for the 7th time in the Robbie Lucas era, the Jumpers are heading to the state semifinals. Kaya Sharon to Cade Grundy. That is the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Welcome back into our panel swim shop segment. Gary Ball with Tom Biney. It's always great to have you back on the show.
Great to be
this
here.
is our 2nd swimmer of the year, and it's Miss Ellie Kuiper from Douglas.
Absolutely. 2nd swimmer of the year, and we are keeping the trend with student athletes that have 4.0
Oh, my
or higher.
goodness. She has never made a B in our high school career.
No, that is something
I just can't fathom
say
that.
no.
I just can't relate to that.
So, Coach Michaela, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Tell me a little bit about what makes this team special this year, and really what Ella's bringing to the team.
Okay, so it's year 3, so our team is bigger than it's ever been. Our program's getting a lot bigger, stronger, and we have a nice senior leader. Ellie, she's our only senior girl, and she's definitely done a really good job of taking the rest of the swimmers who are significantly younger under her wing, and helping them develop as athletes as well as students at Douglas.
Well, Ellie, that's something you can do. She's a senior, so you can take those younger kids under your arms there and help them out. Is that something you take a lot of pride in?
Yes, I love to help out in any way I can, and I love to just talk to everyone on the team.
Well, your grade point average kind of backs that up.
Absolutely. So this is the beginning of the season. You guys have your first meet tomorrow. What are your goals for this year?
So as a 3rd-year team, one of the big goals is just to improve every year. So we're hoping to bring more people to the state meet this year, and we're hoping to just bring more people into our team in general.
Well, Douglas is having a fantastic, I don't have to tell you about that football team, undefeated. Yes. They're ranked number 2 in the state. So, and your baseball team, all your sports programs there, swimming and diving.
Yes.
Why do you think Douglas has been able to accomplish all this in such a short amount of time?
Well, when we were first built, we knew we had something to prove, and we had to work hard for it, and we knew that's what we had to get done.
Yeah, that's great. So now you're a senior this year. Once swimming is all over, what are your plans after graduation?
So I'm not sure where I want to attend yet, but I want to go to a 4-year university, and I want to do something in the personal finance field, something in business. Yes.
That's great.
I want her to handle mine, okay?
Absolutely.
Because she's got never made a B. She's pretty sharp.
No.
So thank you for joining us on the show.
problem.
We appreciate you. Thank you, Coach. And
Thanks for
good luck
having
this year at Douglas High School. I know the Broncos will have a great season.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
the Frederick Douglass Broncos and their swim team with L.A. Kuiper, one of the seniors of that team. And we'll be back with UK Sports Medicine. Tanner Eldridge is going to join us in studio. And welcome back into our UK Sports Medicine Orthopedic Surgery segment. Tanner Eldridge joins us. Appreciate you coming on the show. It's your first time, so congratulations for that, and thanks for
having me,
joining
Gary.
us. All right.
Yeah, so what exactly is asthma?
Asthma is a inflammatory disorder of the airway passages characterized by bronchial constriction and hyperresponsiveness. It often presents itself in recurrent episodes of chest tightness, breathlessness, coughing, and wheezing.
What factors can affect causing a asthmatic episode?
An asthmatic episode can be caused by a variety of factors, anything from just allergens like pet dander, dust, pollutants like smoke and carbon dioxide, inhaled irritants like pool chemicals and cleaning fumes, anything like that. Of particular risk to our athletes is cold and warm weather extremes can cause an episode, and even in the case of a exercise-induced asthmatic, exercise itself can often be enough to trigger an episode.
Tanner, in your opinion, how would you recommend managing an asthmatic entering into athletics?
The first recommendation I would have would be if you suspect that you might be an asthmatic, go ahead and check with your primary care physician or an allergy specialist before attempting any kind of exercise. You want to do this in order to create an asthma action plan that is specific to you. So if an event does occur, and if you're involved in a organized sports, your athletic trainer will know how to treat your specific case of asthma. Oftentimes, a diagnosed asthmatic will be prescribed a rescue inhaler that has some kind of bronchodilator that works to open the airways in such an event. We also recommend that you always have that handy with you and that you know how to use it. The best technique is to use a spacer, which is a little chamber that connects to the nozzle of an inhaler. And whenever you compress the canister, it goes into that chamber and it saves you from having to try to time an inhale with the administration.
Timely stuff, Tanner. We appreciate you telling us about that, okay? Thank you, and look forward to having you back on the show.
Absolutely.
Tanner Eldridge from UK Sports Medicine talking about asthmas. Now we're going to the highlights, and these highlights brought to you by PrepSpin.com. William Warfield, the king of strength.
We kick it off with an undefeated Douglas team who shut out 9 opponents this season. The Broncos bucking it up against Southwestern, who really got hot all of a sudden. Winners of 5 straight after a slow 2-5 start. Douglas 33-4 in 3 years as a program, but yet to advance to the semifinals. Well, that's going to happen tonight. Darius Neal, first drive, 30-yard touchdown, just like that, 8-0 for the Bronx. Neal will do it again a few minutes later. This thing was over early. It was 16-0 and then 23-0. Brian Landis and the boys enjoying a 30-0 halftime lead. Third quarter, the running clock is on and the Bronx just keep on running. Josh McClurg passing to Ty Bryant, and look how fast he is. He outraces them all. Douglas wins their first region crown, 44-8. They're moving on to the semifinals.
Yeah, that's what we focus on that. You know, we just want a fast start. We didn't play real great last time out, and so the whole emphasis was get on them early and just keep pounding, and, you know, it's all gas, no brakes, and they did a good job of that. But, you know, we move on, baby. Win in advance. Let's go.
Welcome back to The Wrap, and Coach Rob Goodman joins us from Sayre. Your kids were so great on the show. We really appreciate them coming in.
Thank you. They are great kids. Thank you.
And I didn't realize that Mr. Harrison averaged 17 points last year.
He's quite the shooter. He can fill it up.
He can fill it up.
We're going to need him to.
What kind of season do you expect this year?
We're looking forward to it. Got a lot of experience back. We're hoping to get up and down the floor. Kids have put a lot of hard work in this preseason, so we're looking to have some fun.
And your season actually opens December 2nd, correct?
Opens December 2nd at East Jessamine. So.
East Jessamine, are they looking pretty good this year?
All of them look good. Everybody looks good.
As always, on the Scholastic Ball Report, for those you see and you don't see.
Keep your eye on Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Ford Brothers Auction, Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, Mingy Beef Jerky, Pannell Swim Shop, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Raising Cane's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.